Hi everyone, welcome to this burst where we're really going to mobilise through the shoulders and the thoracic and get some juice going in the joint. You know, there's this beautiful liquid actually that sort of lubricates and helps the joints to glide, and we make that by moving. So we're going to come to a low kneel position. And just start to roll alternate shoulders back and down here, just lifting it up and then rolling it back and then squeezing the scapula down. And if you can coordinate doing one at a time, you can swing them back and then maybe swing them forward. You can close down the eyes here if that's comfortable. And then maybe starting to get into this a little bit more, you know, the whole body starts to kind of give over to the direction or the momentum of the shoulders moving forward and then back. And then you can maybe even start to take the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders and swing these elbows back and then forward. And when that's come to a natural end, you can let the fingertips just trace down the sides of the mat if you're on a low kneel and the fingers can touch the floor. And then just dropping the shoulders as you take a couple of long, deep breaths in and out. Feeling the weight of the hands get heavy here. And then just walking the fingertips of the right hand all the way over and lifting the left arm all the way up. You could maybe look up to the hand and then look down, just opening and releasing through the left side of the neck. And then with that left arm, I'll just turn to face you, with that left arm lifted all the way up, can you then notice if you can lift even further, almost reaching all the way up as high as you can by gliding the scapula up the back? And that might take you into a little bit of flexion. And let that happen, and then maybe keep it and try and peel open. And on the inhale, you get longer, and on the exhale, you melt more over to the right-hand side. And then keeping that support with the right hand, I'm just going to slowly draw circles with this left arm, keeping it extended and keeping the length in the arm optimal, as long as you can, from the fingertips all the way in underneath the armpit, and then go the other direction. And then let that rest, and we'll come back through center. And before we come to the other side here, we're just going to do some neck circles. So look down to your left armpit, and then almost like you're smearing something with your chin. Let your chin really connect with your chest, and then take it all the way over so you're looking under your right armpit. And then when you can't turn anymore, the chin is almost in line with the shoulder perhaps, then you tilt on the diagonal and open that left side, and then you turn back to look down and smear something with that chin connecting to the chest all the way over. It can be quite kind of ropey or grippy or tender through some of the scalene, like the kind of tendons and connective tissue and musculature of the neck. So just go easy, but yeah, really, once you reach the end of the line here, you then tilt over. So we're just creating a little bit more kind of lubrication, release through the neck by doing a couple more of these. And you can really lean into it if that feels good, or you can back off a bit and just go easy and just roll. Creating space on the side of the neck. And then when we come back to center, we're going to tiptoe those left hands all the way over and take the right arm all the way up and then extend overhead, creating that side body length, and then let the scapula drift up in line with or in the direction of the elbow and the wrist. So the shoulder blade is gliding up the back. And that might take you into a bit of flexion. So then Keeping the glide of the scapula up the back, you then peel open a little bit more. Maybe letting the head go, looking down, or looking straight ahead, or looking up, or moving between all of those options. Big breaths here before we then start to slowly control, drifting the hand back as far as it can go, behind us, down and in front, for these big circles through the right shoulder. You can almost let the weight of the rest of the arm allow you to open more through that 360-degree circumduction in the shoulder joint. Reversing the direction. And when you're ready, controlling the return through center. Okay, hopefully you're feeling already a little bit more open. We're going to take the arms out in front and then open them out to the side so that you can still see them in your peripheral vision. Draw the ribs together and down so that there's still control through the core, and then see if you can take the arms back, 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 almost so far back that they come out of your peripheral vision, but keep the ribs together and the core controlling the front body. Squeeze the scapula together to open through the chest, and then maybe tilt yourself up to the sky. Inner arms rotate up, palms turn up. And then let's do the opposite of that. Everything turns down. We start to flex and round through the spine. Almost like we're going to dive into a pool. The palms might cross the back of the hands. Might even come all the way down to the mat. And then we'll reverse that. So the back of the neck remains nice and long. We'll slowly squeeze the front body to allow us to unflex the spine. Slowly peeling back, open and up to a seated position, and then opening the arms, turning the palms open to the sky, squeezing the scapula together and down, and taking the arms as wide as we can. So that's what's on offer here. I'm going to invite you to just now kind of move a little bit faster or with more ease and kind of less specificity and precision. We've imprinted the movement in the body, and now we just start to flow between these two, letting the shoulder blades glide apart, the spine flex and round, the back of the neck long, so maybe a nice deep double chin, and then open. This time we're going to move even more so that when we round, we stay down, and we come to a high kneel position when we open the arms, and we can even look up and squeeze to open the back into a bit of extension. Kneel down, flexion, kneel up, extension. Four more of these. And just breathing nice and full and deep here. You could get into it in whatever way is calling out to you. Sometimes I like to take opposite arm. So right arm goes back and down, left arm goes up. 2 more. And this time we stay up and we hold and squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvic floor, contract the belly. And take the right arm underneath the left as you kneel slowly, slowly down. And then just a little bit of an eagle arm bind, now gliding a bind. So, if you can't quite double bind, just taking one arm underneath the other and using the leverage of that top elbow to open and peel the scapula off the back. It can get quite tight and jammy there. The scapula actually, the shoulder blade just sits on our back. It's not skeletally connected to our skeleton at all. It's connected to our back body, just floating there with a whole lot of connective tissue and muscle, so it can get pretty tight. So we're just almost peeling and inviting some release through that, and then let that go, open and expand, big breath. And then the other arm goes underneath. You can tell this is feeling pretty good for me today. And then using the top arm again as a bit of a lever. And you can raise the arms up and down in space and draw them further away. You can even flex all the way down. And release, open up, big inhale. And then just take one arm across the body and then so that you've got your arms crossed in front of you. And we're just going to do some spiraling here. And it might feel more comfortable for you to do this in a high kneel or a low kneel. You'll work it out for you. So the point of it is that we take the torso just across to the side, down and around in front, across to the opposite side, and then you might even do a tiny lean back. And then pausing and doing the other direction, reversing. Controlling this circle of the whole upper body by still having awareness of the core and the pelvic floor and the pelvis. Pushing down through the knees to really ground us and allow us that range of motion. Okay, last thing here, we're going to lie down on our backs. We're going to take the knees into the chest. Just let the shoulders come down and away from the ears and let the back of the head roll side to side, maybe even the pelvis side to side. And then just roll both knees over to the right. And then that left arm extends long. And we can draw some circles in one direction. Again, just opening up through the whole range of the shoulder joint, and then the other direction. And then you might even plant the left hand, so it's like you flex the wrist so much that it actually can touch down in the palm, like you're going to come into a wheel pose. And then you can kind of use that as a bit of leverage to just play around with the position of the shoulder in space and even flex the wrist a little bit. And then come through center and take opposite elbows. And you can maybe even butterfly the feet here or knock the knees together and plant the feet, whatever feels comfortable for you with the lower body. And just take a couple of breaths here to experience just the beautiful length that we've created through the whole of the shoulders, the side waist, the thoracic. Letting the elbows rest if you can on the mat just behind the head. And if they don't rest, just trying to release through the armpits. Any tension holding. And then we'll come to the other side. So the knees come into the chest and we let them rock over to the other side. So for me, the left. And then you could maybe place the left hand on the top of the right leg and then use that right arm to draw circles. And then the other direction. And there might be a little sweet, sticky spot you find where you go, oh, that feels particularly juicy. And I'm just going to lean into it and just hang and let the weight of my arm really open up. For me, there's like a sticky bit going on just on the edge underneath my armpit where it probably connects to some of my pec muscles. And so I like to really go for it, really extend my arm all the way out long and then let it rest heavy on the mat. Drawing my hip down and away, and I get a release even through my back and side body. And when you're ready, rolling back to center, I'm going to take that right arm. We can keep our knees to the side for this one, sorry, or if you're back through center, that's fine. Flex the wrist so that it's extended so that the arms are the hand is all the way back, fingertips are curled under. And then use that to kind of push down and just reorient to different positions of the scapula, opening through the wrist, and you might even stretch out some of the fingers in this position. Lifting the palm up but keeping the knuckles down. And then we will come through center One last time, let the arms stretch long overhead and let the feet do what you will. Maybe open through the inner thighs and the pelvis with a little bit of a butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. We're just going to close the practice here. Feel free to rest for a few moments, enjoying all the juiciness we've created in our shoulders. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that soothed practice. I'll see you soon. Namaste.